It's another day and I'm headed to the job, headed to the mountain, and it's holiday season, so we're gonna have a skeleton crew today. But we got a lot of fun stuff to do, so stick around. Ski resort. There is a monster owl perched on the house. Our kitchen is down. I guess it got a little windy. Somehow the porta-john stayed up. Oh, we've got cement bag in there. That's how it stayed up. That's a bummer. Either we were vandalized or the wind blew 100 miles an hour. I think it was the wind. Yeah. That's crazy, isn't it? Yeah. That thing probably weighs 100 pounds.
Well, hopefully the microwave still works.
I'm sure it's destroyed. Well, it's just you and me for a while here, buddy.
Really?
Might have Jono later. Jamie's out. Yep. Arlo's at a doctor. Jason, who knows? So we're gonna get started today by filling in some of this wall sheathing that we never did. The reason we didn't do it is because we wanted to wait so that the first floor walls would tie across the floor system to the second floor walls, hence tying the whole structure together and holding it down. Another thing we're gonna do today is get up on the roof, scrape the snow off so it'll melt. It's gonna be 45 degrees today, so that should work. Then we're gonna get up top and do this frame over cricket. That's the gable facing the view side. That gives the house a little more character. And I'm gonna show you how we build that because that's pretty interesting. And I'll tell you all about it actually. At the snow drift. I am harnessed in, by the way. I wouldn't do this without a harness. Look at that view, Ray. Turn around. Wow. Just like Florida.
Just like it.
He's the Minnesota guy out here.
Yeah, where's Arlo?
He's smart. Oh my gosh.
It's a lot of snow.
That is a lot of snow. I might need like a sheet of plywood or something to bulldozer. Okay, that's good. The roof will hopefully dry off, you know, by this afternoon so we can do the zip taping. Yeah, that was a death trap.
Yeah. This part is.
Oh my gosh. Well, let's work out here then. I don't want to walk around on this. Yep, this will help. Let's see, let's do one right there too. Ray's marking all the studs on the sheets above and below with a magic marker. Except that one isn't a stud right there.
None of these are. They're the floor truss.
Oh. Ray's marking the floor trusses with a magic marker and the studs with a pencil. Now I know what he's doing. Pro tip of the day, clamp your finger onto your saw base and you can use your finger as a rip guide to get a straight cut.
Oh, right in my face. Yo, I've never seen Eric be cut man, but now I know why. Didn't want to get dripped on all day long. Yep.
Another great pro tip, if you're the cut guy, do your install guys a favor and knock the dust off of the sheet goods before you hand them up. They will love you for that. I guess a lot of bigger outfits than us that do a higher volume of homes have big lulls or lifts to get people up to do the sheathing like this, but we just use braces and walkboards. It takes a little bit of effort, but overall it's not too bad.
He doesn't know what he's talking about. Setting these things up, these walkboards, it's no fun.
Now that we have all the sheathing up over here, this wall looks sort of blank. There's not much on it, but there will be. There's an entry porch with a gable roof going on here. We just haven't done it yet. I've got the trusses laying over here in the snow. You may have seen them in the background, but that's gonna happen, and that'll give a lot more character to this entry side. Did a really smart thing, and he shot a full 20-foot piece of pipe in before we put the sheathing right there, so that just saved him a whole lot of time. Did you just give up on spoons altogether?
I left my spoon. Oh, sweet.
Oh, savior.
Thanks.
I want to talk about this frame over cricket for a second. The reason we can just frame over the other roof line is that the ceiling on the inside is flat. It's not vaulted, and if it was vaulted, or if this other roof line coming in was vaulted as well, you'd have to do these big valley rafters. Then the rafters coming in from the main roof line and from the new roof line would have to hit on these valley rafters, and it gets a little bit complicated. Luckily, we can do it this simpler way, and it just looks cool on the outside. All right, I'm on the roof, and our first step is to put sleepers on this roof surface, which is simply flat boards that these little rafters will go from the ridge down to on top of these sleepers. So in order to find the placement for those, I'm gonna pull a string line across these ridge pieces out to this roof surface, and that'll give me the point to terminate the sleepers. Long to long, 113 7/8. This is the sleeper I just put on the roof surface. That's the top edge of my last truss. And it just goes corner to corner. You could rip a bevel on this, but it really doesn't matter. And it's a lot more work to do it that way. So there's our sleeper. And the reason for that is so that these little rafters coming down have solid framing to land on. And the reason it needs to be wide is because these rafters will have a long angled cut and beveled cut actually that will need to rest on that. Now I'm going to take a measurement for the ridge. It will be a square to long point right there. And this is not a load-bearing ridge. The reason is that the rafters will end on these sleeper boards, and therefore they cannot spread, so the ridge cannot drop. And that's what makes it a non-load-bearing ridge. In a situation where the walls could spread and the ridge could drop, that would be a load-bearing ridge, and you'd have to have load-bearing posts holding the ridge up so that your rafters couldn't spread. There's our ridge board, and you can see it's also corner to corner and corner to corner. So now these rafters coming in to it will just go to the top corner, and they'll be in the exact same plane as that truss top. The sizing of this ridge is not for strength, it's so that when we make a 7/12 cut on a 2x6, the heel of it will still land on the ridge piece. So if we were to use a 2x6, it wouldn't be deep enough that way. Next, I'm putting the layout on the ridge beam and on the sleeper, pulling from the outside edge of the outside truss, which I've already plumbed. And then I'm getting the measurement. It's the long point of a 7/12 angle to the long point of a 60-degree angle, which is the opposite of a 712. 712 is 30 degrees with a 30-degree bevel on it. So that's our rafter cut. .30 in the afternoon and still socked in. I mean, it's like white out up here. That's it for our little cricket here, and we're gonna frame some overhangs and then we'll be ready to sheet this thing. So if anybody was wondering how I had my camera stand set up on the ridge, you're looking at it. I just jammed that thing down in the hole and it just stayed.
Didn't you tell me the sun was coming out today, boss?
Yeah, I thought it was. I feel like we need flashlights up here.
Scooby-Doo and the gang are gonna show up pretty soon.
You're crushing the blocking, Ray.
I'm getting it
Look
done.
at it. He's got that whole side done.
Well, it's not all done. We're doing not done.
Oh,
Well, what about this little bit of strip up here?
we need to do the top strip too, yeah. That's one way to do it. Up next, we got to put the sheathing on this before we put the overhangs on. So we're cutting it, getting it ready. Ray's gonna put it on while I take a nap.
See how it goes.
Well, it's looking better than it did this morning. Still not dry though. Well, we never saw the sun today, but we did get a lot done actually. We got a bunch of blocking done. We got the frame over done for the upper roof, and we are ready for sheathing on that roof now. Thanks for building with us, and we will see you next time.
Thanks for building with us. Too bad you couldn't see anything with all the fog.
Right.